When people talk about college, usually it's about the education or the debt, but the friends that you make there is actually like a super important part that people don't usually realize. They're such formative years because you can do and go a bunch of places and things you haven't before, especially if you're in a new state. You got less supervision or no supervision. You got more time than you ever had before. And naturally, because of this, like your friends are gonna have an influence on some of the things you do. Not in like a peer pressure way, but just in a way like nobody's gonna stay behind when everybody goes like to a party on the weekend. Nobody's gonna stay behind when everybody goes to get food. Because friends are a part of it, I feel like people have this fear of like not finding your friend group or not finding your people. Because if you're moving, I went to Howard, but I lived in Texas, so I moved states to go to college. That's why I'm talking like this. But if you're moving for college, you basically have to reset your entire life, not even your friend group, but like the entire way you do things because you're in a new environment, around new people, and you don't know anybody probably. But I really don't think you have to like fear that, right? Because this is like my first point on here, but that first year you're in college, you should be making friends, yeah, but you should also really just be finding out who your real friends are, if that makes sense. Like finding out who's a real one and who's not early. And I'm not saying like trust fall or like test your friends like constantly, but I don't know. It was just obvious to me coming back into the next year. I graduated in 2020, so like I started going in person as a sophomore. So when I came back as a junior, it was just like it was just like refreshing because I go to Howard the first year in DC, meet all these people, like they're cool, blah blah blah. But like at the end of the year, it's like this one set group of people that I would actually consider my friends and like real ones that I could depend on for some stuff. Because in college or just anywhere, uh, my thought process is kind of like if you're my friend and like you keep letting me down or like there's always some problem when I'm around you, why would I keep why would I keep being your friend when I got like these 5, 10 other people that I could just call up and be real with and rely on and like you know what I mean? It was so weird sophomore year, meeting people, meeting friends, and like seeing how they interact. And then people would be complaining about their friend the whole entire sophomore year, saying, "Oh, they do this. They're a bad roommate. They be, doing this to me, doing that to me." And then bring them back into their circle like the next year and just hang around them like it's cool when it's not cool. If you keep those people around, the only person you're helping is yourself because they're doing something because they get something from it and you're not going to do anything about it. So they're going to keep coming back to you until you detach or remove yourself from them. Like I had a friend sophomore year who they would like at a consistent rate they would get drunk to the point where it was like a problem for either me or like my other friends that were around them. So like why would I keep talking to you, right? If I have these 10 other friends that wouldn't do that. That would be a disservice to myself. Like that it would be my fault at that point. And it's not like you got to like make a big deal out of it, cut ties, but just remove yourself from those situations so you're not wasting these really fun 4 years when you could be with some people that actually care about you, are a lot more like you, and just not like embarrassing. You know what I mean? Also, I'm not just talking about situations where like you or your friend have a big fight or they get blackout drunk and like they're thrown up in your car or something crazy like that. It could just be like it could just be a consistent thing where they invite you places and then like don't show up on day of, or they're just like they just lie all the time, like passively lying for no reason. or just like never there when you need them in any sort of way. Like, this is a tangent. This isn't relevant, but I just had a finance friend come to California for his job, and he like left his papers or something for like this really big meeting. So I had to print the papers. I had to pick the papers up, go to FedEx, get them in the binder and like looking nice and everything, and bring him to his job on the day of, right before his meeting, while I was working. And not every friend has to do something like that for you, but since I just like removed myself from all the friendships where I'm the only one giving anything, I never have to worry about like if I go somewhere on a work trip and I need help from one of my friends in that city, or like my friend that was here, he paid me for doing that for him. He didn't really have to pay me for it, because we're just cool like that. Also, what I'm not trying to say here is that like everybody needs to be a ride or die. You need to like have friends you text every day. They need to do this and that for you. That's not what I'm trying to say. I got some friends I'm not super close with. We don't talk every day. But since I actually make sure that my friends are like good people and that they would support me in some type of way like I would do them, I know they wouldn't just do something grimy behind my back, you know what I mean? And once you actually make sure that your friends are real friends, that's literally an entire sector of problems you don't have to worry about anymore. I promise you, like between my roommates, the only time anyone's gotten mad at each other for real, it was over 2K, and it was the dumbest argument. I can't even hold you. It was a dumb argument. It wasn't even over like a win-loss. I'm not even gonna break it down. It was that dumb. But I'm not over here getting in arguments with the people I live with. That's ridiculous. Why would I live with you? Why would I live with you? But that's it, man. I've been thinking about this. I think because I graduated recently and I keep seeing people on Instagram, so I was thinking about it. But yeah, I'm gonna do more videos like this where I'm just talking about different stuff, not all college related or friends related, but yeah, just talking. Thanks for watching though. I'll see y'all later.